All right. It is. It's getting late, but you know what? Our doors just opened. I want to welcome you guys back to the Midnight Speakeasy because we are alive with Midnight Underground. What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday. It's your host here, Derek, coming at you with a nice chill vibe tonight here at at this hour of the Midnight Speakeasy, where we're gonna make some drinks, just gonna have some chill talks, just gonna vibe with each other for a bit here. Ali Starla, welcome in, Ali. How you doing tonight? You know, no one is more underground than me except the underground. I mean, I think that's pretty true. That's very true. I'd second that. Um, yeah, no, it is. Dude, it's you know what? And I'll connect to the piano bar. I want to try this out. I don't even know how many people can connect to this. We should add more people. Invite to voice. I'll invite Ali Starla to voice. So I'm gonna be making drinks soon. Um, and yeah, it's good. It's Saturday, dude. It was a great day today. Beautiful weather all across our land. No rain, no rain, which was really nice. It was just sunny skies, nice breezy, nice breezy moments. How does it feel to know you've created a movement? Wow, I don't know. Menzi, welcome in, Menzi. You gotta open a tab. I'm gonna keep saying that to anyone that comes in tonight because it is the Midnight Speakeasy. I'm here for the vibes, dude. I'm here for setting up this space where one day we can have this stream run at a different angle, like at a different angle in this space down here, and it can be like a very different kind of vibe because this is very much my like gaming setup. I want to set it up over there. I think I'm gonna shoot to do that. I think I'm gonna shoot to do that this summer. Like once it hits my 1 year, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Next time I do Midnight Speakeasy, it has to be at the bar. That's gonna be my rule. That's gonna be my goal. That is the rule. That's the goal now. What's going on? What are we doing? All right, Medzi, how you doing tonight? You're back home from New Jersey. I'm guessing you were probably at a game today. You're always coming from games, so that's kind of just why I'm assuming that. And yeah, Starlet, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't think I've created anything. I that's like I don't know, man. I hope to create this like just keep creating. Oh wait, what is that? Who is that? Sarmi. The underground is a movement. We got to get you a physical phone that you can pick up for. So I've thought about that too. For the Nightline, I think what I need for the Nightline is one of those microphones that I click the button. Like that's kind of what it feels like. Like I don't know. It feels like I'm missing something for Nightline, where Nightline needs its own aesthetic too. Maybe Nightline. Actually, here's an idea, Starla. What do you think about this? What if Nightline is like me at the couch back here, at with like this like light on the table? Like I'll put a light lamp on the table here that's lit, and I have a phone on the table. I mean, I think that's like worth. I think it's worth exploring. Um, it's worth exploring. Like fully world building this out to the point where that and that have their completely own aesthetics, where the Saturday nights are very clear of what's happening. Hold on, hey Derek, wish I could stay, but I'm tragically on the way to the Oh my gosh, Red, Red. I'm gonna pour one out for you tonight, Red. Take care of yourself, Red. You take care of yourself. You listen to me. You take care of yourself, you get better. We need you, Red. No, in all seriousness, Red, I hope you get better. I hope whatever it is. I know I saw your last message saying that they just sent you home with a med cocktail. If that didn't help, dude, and you're going to the ER, buddy, just take it easy. You know, deep breaths. I hope it's all. I hope you're doing okay. Like genuinely, I'm concerned, and like the most honest. Like, I just appreciate you a lot. So I hope that whatever this is, the doctors are able to take good care of you at the ER. You're able to figure this out. Um, you know, my thoughts are with you, Red. I wish you, because also Red is always on these Saturday streams. Red is always calling in, so that's like a huge like, damn. That's but you know what, Red? Like we're yeah, dude. I'm here for you. I'm sorry. It sucks. It sucks not feeling well sometimes, and especially when the doctors can't even figure it out. So hopefully, if you're going for like CAT scans or CT or like MRI, whatever the fuck it is, like they figure it out, get to the bottom of it, dude. God damn it. Hearts hearts go out to you tonight. Well, outside of that, yeah, no. Sorry, it's it's one of those things where I feel like so many of the people that that I know from this community specifically, but also other communities. It's like it's really bizarre because I we couldn't be farther away from each other at times. Like some of us are located in Canada, for instance, or over in California. I know there are people that have been on this stream from Italy, from the UK. And then I know other streamers. It's just one of those things that I didn't ever imagine that you guys would be become good like friends through this. Like I didn't know what to expect is what I'm saying. And so pretty much everyone that comes in through here, I'm a very much like I have a very big heart for everyone that I meet, and I have always been that way where I tend to, you know, I always aim to put people up, and build people up, and just appreciate people for who we are. We're all different, we're all unique, and I love that about life. I love that about humanity, about our experience, about reality, is that it's all subjective. And I know my view, I've been told, is very different from other people, and it's changed over the years. There have been times where it's been a dimmer light than other times. There have been times where I'm too, I believe too much, or I have too I don't know. People have told me I have the rose-colored glasses on to a fault. But the way I look at it is everybody is just another person, another child. We're all just children, figuring this shit out. Some of us, yeah, we're definitely older than each other. But it's like we never really grow up. We put on these masks and these personas and these identities that give us superiority at times, or maybe expertise, or maybe just a sense of belonging and community. But really, at the end of the day, we're all just kids at heart. Some of us have a very hard time understanding the world and what goes on around us. Some of us have an easier time understanding it, but that makes them a lot sadder, And so, I find that wherever people are at in life, if people are lost or if people, know where they're at, it's like everybody has that spark to them. Even the people that there are people that I meet in life that I'm like, what the fuck is this person on? Like, is there even something going on in there? I met this guy. I am only saying that because I met this guy today. I was at Lowe's. I love you too, Starlo. Um, Kids don't know shit. Well, that's the point, isn't it? Yeah, no, I was at Home Depot today, and I go to this guy who's a younger guy. He was younger than me. He had like frizzled blonde hair. He had glasses. He had a beard. And I go, hey man, I need a piece of wood cut. Can you do that for me? And he goes, In the slowest, like, monotone voice, he looks at me deadpan, mouth open, mouth hanging, and he goes, "There's a table saw in the back, but what did he say?" Oh, I kept repeating it to Mrs. Midnight because it sent me. He goes, "There's a table saw in the back, but it's not accurate." And I literally, it was one of those things where the second sentence left his mouth, I had my son with me, and I just go, "Okay, thanks," and I just kept walking away because I was like, "All right, you're not gonna be. I'm not even. I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste at all." That I had my wife and baby in the car. I was like, I gotta get back outside. I got places to be. So no offense to him at all. I'm sure he was having a shitty day. But even somebody like that, who who was like watching paint dry, giving me an answer. At the end of the day, they're I believe in them too, oddly enough. And that's it's an interesting way to live through life. I've had to become much more reserved from having a family, and I think that's been the hardest transition for me, being a father. Is I can't just allow anyone to walk up to my kids, and that reasonably so, right? And I've done that where I've told people to, you know, make some space, basically, in a very nice, respectful way. It's one of those things that's kind of been the hardest transition for me with fatherhood, is having to just tell people to basically like step down or like back off. It's that's weird. I've never really done that with myself, because with myself I've always felt, you know, I don't know. I've always felt very, I wouldn't say confident, but more so just comfortable with other people. Even people like I worked with the homeless for a year. I worked at a male homeless shelter, and dude, there were some guys going through hard times, really hard times there, and I was never worried talking to any of them, leaving that place, with any of that. It was one of those things that I'm very much, I don't know. I just don't believe in I guess the way I would explain this is I don't believe that I'm important. And I guess that's something that I've always believed, is I don't believe, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I've talked with my wife about it plenty of times, and she gets frustrated with me. I'm sure talking to you guys, you might get frustrated with me too, hearing that. But it's like I don't believe I'm, special. I'm basically just a small observer, and I've always just viewed myself as lucky, because I'm not supposed to be here. And I've always known that. Like, I was supposed to die many times growing up. Being rushed to the ER myself, not being able to breathe. Doctors saving my life multiple times. I think before, it was like before the age of like 2, I had already done 5 ambulance rides because I couldn't breathe. There was one time where I was in elementary school where I couldn't breathe and I collapsed at the top of my cul-de-sac, and my friend's grandfather carried me to my house. And I thought that day was my last day. Very much so. I remember falling on the ground, and like it was like breathing through one of those coffee straws. It was like that, where I just, nothing was coming through. And I remember in that moment, I was kind of just like thinking to myself, like, wow, like I didn't think this would be it. And then I felt somebody like grab me by the neck and like throw me up. Thankfully my friend's grandfather was absolutely yoked. This guy was jacked. And my friend told me this many times. He was like, yeah, my grandfather works out a lot. And you're in elementary school, you don't really like understand that if a friend tells you that. I didn't, because my parents they weren't working out when we were kids. But no, this guy he ran me to my house. this dude's grandfather. He had to have been in his like 60s. He didn't have hair. He had like a mustache. He was pretty like. He always seemed to me kind of scrawny, but no, he was pretty strong. So anyway, all right. So anyway, that's kind of my spiel on that. So that's the thing about going to a bar too, and that's what tonight's all about. You know, I love going to a bar. Part of the reason why is it all comes back to it all comes full circle. Like you're able to speak to people that you will never get to speak to otherwise. You know, I've spoken to professors. I've spoken to people from all walks of life, people that didn't have a job, people that were homeless. I've spoken to people that, were just also at the time when I was trying to make it as an actor, people trying to make it as actors, people trying to make it in the music industry, people trying to make it on set in Hollywood, trying to do costumes. One person I knew was trying to do makeup. You speak to so many people at bars, and I have been to, I think, a fair amount of bars in my life because it's a very, I mean, you're just getting a drink and sitting down. Most of the time I've ever spoken to people at bars, it's always when I go by myself. I know my wife has told me that it's not the same for women, that like women can't go to bars by themselves, and that sucks. Or at least she doesn't feel comfortable doing that. But I understand that. It's probably like a much different, I don't know, it'd probably be a much different vibe. Guys hitting on you, that sucks. And I can't say I understand what that's like. I mean, I'll be honest, I've been to plenty of gay bars, actually, when I was in California. I was hit on many, many times. And, it was one of those things where I think that was the only time I was like, wow, so this is like maybe a fraction of what it feels like to be a woman. Because, dude, there are some guys, like, they're animals, man. The guys that hit on me they had no inhibitions. They were just like coming at me, throwing out offers. I was beside myself with the things I was told. So anyway, yeah, I have, believe it or not, I have the piano bar open. If anyone hops in here, somebody can hop in here. We're gonna start by making my drink tonight, which is a paper plane. Paper plane. Where's my phone? This is a cool drink. I had to get 2 additional bottles for this, and I'll tell you what they are. So, the Paper Plane is a modern classic cocktail with equal parts bourbon, Aperol, Amaro, Nonino, and fresh lemon juice, shaken with ice and strained into a coupe glass. Created by Sam Ross, it's known for its balanced, bittersweet, and citrusy profile, often garnished with a lemon twist or a tiny paper plane. Now, I don't have a tiny paper plane, which I'm really bummed about. I don't have a lemon twist. I just have lemon juice. But it's really like perfect vibe for the speakeasy. So it tells me add all the ingredients to the shaker with ice. So we're gonna start this now. And instead of, it tells me to do 3/4 ounces for each part. It's basically 1-to-1 ratios on all. So I'm just gonna do 1 ounce on each. And this isn't quite a coupe glass. This is much more a martini glass, or you could even call this a margarita glass. But this is what we're going to work with tonight. And I wasn't able to get the Amaro Nonino. I got the second runner-up, the Amaro Averna Siciliano. It's basically like a black licorice drink. That's how I want you to think of this. The lowest equal drink to this was actually Jägermeister. And I'm not a fan of Jägermeister. I am a fan of this. It's very herbally. Like, it's not like, yeah, you got a hint of black licorice in there, but it's not like Jaeger at all. This is a very subtle kind of taste to it. All right. Outside of that, we have Aperol Aperitivo. All right. Great liqueur with selected herbs and roots. One thing I want to look up before I keep talking about Aperol. is this. Is Aperol apricot? No. Oh, it's a bright orange Italian aperitif. Bittersweet taste profile built on citrus oils, sweet and bitter oranges, rhubarb, gentian root, and cinchona bark. Okay, so no apricot. Actually, it's orange with complex herbs and rhubarb. The rhubarb makes sense based on its color. Okay, and the last drink we're drinking tonight, or we have on tap here, is Michter's. Michter's, baby. Unblended American whiskey. Small batch. Michter's is one of my favorite whiskeys. Delish. You can't go wrong if you get Michter's. It's like 40 something bottles, 40 something dollars a bottle, like 45 for this, I think it was at my local liquor store. Michter's is great. All right, so we're gonna start doing this. So I'm gonna zoom in the camera here, and I want you guys to let's make some drinks. All right, here we go. So we got the drinks here. We're gonna start doing our little cocktail. First, let's start with the Michter's. Oh man, and I have Kirby right there. All right, 1 ounce of Michter's. Here we go. Actually, let me do it here. Oh, maybe I won't do it over there because that could end up being really bad if I were to spill a bunch of liquor on my laptop setup. That'd be so bad. I saw a drop. Oh, there it is. Dude, what a tiny drop that was. All right, I'm pretty good. Okay, next, got the Aperol. Let's get it. All right. Got some Aperol in there. Nice. Oh, yeah, that is good, dude. I can't wait to make Aperol Spritz this summer. That's going to be good. Last drink, the last main part of this, Amaro Averna. 1868, dude. Damn, that's old. No, it's just the recipe. Nice dark caramel color to it. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Lemon juice. Thankfully, I refrigerate this every time, so it's all pretty good. All right. With that done, I'll put the lemon juice back here so it doesn't look too cheap, I guess. Nice. All right. Final part, pour. Oh wow, it's got a nice dark color to it. I could see putting a paper airplane on this. That'd be a cool. So nice, it blends well together. Oh, I'm like looking at it, you can't see it. It blends well together. It looks pretty good. Nice and frothy here. Oh my God. Oh, Now that is really good. Holy shnikes. Holy shnikes, dude. That is some... That's a drink right there. That's a drink that I would expect. So actually, wow. That... Alright, I'm gonna recenter the camera now. To me, that is probably the closest drink I've had to something that I would get at like a speakeasy. If this just had a garnish, this would be... This is it. This is on tap now. This is like a drink that is going to remain at the speakeasy. Next time I do this, I'm doing it. I'm gonna make a paper airplane that can like attach to the rim. I still need actual coupe glasses. Dude, what a pretty color. It's like a nice. It's a really nice like. It might be because of the glass too, but that's good. And what I'm getting here, because the lemon and orange mix together nicely, the whiskey is a very nice... I mean, Michter's you can't go wrong with. So the whiskey is like a good, solid choice. It's a good backdrop for this drink. And then the Amaro Averna is... It adds almost like a... So when I was researching this drink, I never thought black licorice, but like when I saw Jaeger as like a substitute, I was like, all right, probably. But it talks more on the bottle about the herbs that are in this drink. Which it says here, the Averna recipe, a secret blend characterized by Sicilian and Mediterranean natural ingredients. All right, but it was gifted to Don Salvatore Averna by the monk Fra Girolamo. Girolamo. All right, and it says you could just drink this straight, and I believe it. Ice. It just says serve with ice and orange zest. Yeah. This is like a good dude. This is a good Italian liquor. I like this, but I'll say, yeah, that is like, it's honestly a very sweet, like it's a very sweet liqueur. But the herbs definitely send it home here. So this reminds me, like flavor profile wise, it reminds me a bit of like a whiskey sour, except the Averno, I keep saying Averna really changes the flavor profile with its like it's like dark notes in there. So anyway, yeah. Is there anyone out there in the airwaves tonight? I know Ali Starla was here and Menzie were here. Does anyone else want to make themselves known? Not fishing for chatters here, but more so, I don't know if anyone's drinking anything, how everyone's day is going. How was your Saturday? Was it good? Was it bad? I think for me and myself, yeah, it was a nice day. My wife left to go see a show, so I was at home with the kids for the better part of the day. This morning we went to our son. He had a friend that had a birthday party, so we went to that. That was fun. Ezra got some energy out, and then after that, we just hung out. Yo, some sushi and sake. How do you take your sake, Tucker? Do you like it cold or hot? And this answer does matter. Welcome in, Tucker. Welcome into the Midnight Speakeasy, man. I hope you're doing well. I just made a drink called Paper Planes. It's great. It's good. It's very good. I'll have to make it for you one day, dude. It's a nice... I got this drink here. I got a couple drinks. I got Aperol, I got whiskey, and then I got this, which is like a dark herbal kind of liqueur. You take it cold? I mean, I'm not gonna shit on you. I take it hot. I like hot sake. Something about hot sake, man, that just sends me every time. I love it when they serve it to you in the little carafe and it's all warm. And actually, Cody got me a carafe too, so I make it at home. Now I have 2 bottles of sake at our house here, and it's pretty easy to heat up on the stove. Well, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. So, what was it? Date night for you and Emma? Do you guys get to go out and treat yourselves tonight, or was little Lou third wheeling you? Either way, that sounds like a great night, dude. That sounds like a very good night. You know, I was, tonight after, I had just had my kids outside for like 2 hours today. The weather was so nice. I let our daughter just sit in the grass for a while. She loved it. She was just pulling grass. Like, she's never really like just been able to sit in the grass and just like, you know, enjoy it. So the wind was blowing, the sun was shining. It was perfect out. It really was. Our son was out. He had a magnifying glass. He was looking at ants. You know, I can't ask for more than that. Our dog was out. Our dog actually escaped today. Our son opened up the back gate, and our dog went running out into the street. She ran all the way down our street and back. I almost died, dude. I really was having to, like, I was freaking the fuck out. I put the kids in the car. I opened my driver's side door to get in the car and turn the car on. Thankfully, I had my keys on me, but then the second I opened the car door, I see her sprinting down the other side of the sidewalk, and then I start calling to her, and she came back. And I was like, oh my God, dude. And it was so funny because this morning I was telling my wife that our dog doesn't run away. Because the gate's been open multiple times and she has not tried to leave. But of course, I think it was because my son opened the gate and I had Natalie in a stroller. So I think her thought was we were going for a walk. And I think she thought she was just going to get a nice head start. Oh. How do I do this? Let me ban this. Oh, I can just do that there. Deny. So anyway. Yeah, it was, outside of that, then I brought the kids in. I made them mac and cheese with chicken nugs. You know, I gave my son a couple cookies. He fucking went crazy for those. We watched part of Fantasia. I realized my son has never seen Fantasia. He's going to be 4 in a few months, and Fantasia is such a good film. I'm shocked how much he loved it. Because I was explaining it to him. I was like, listen to the conductor guy, and I was like, watch him command an orchestra with just his hands. And my son was kind of like watching it, and he was really understanding it. And then I told him too, I was like, yeah, now we're going to see like some images probably that are they're just images, like just enjoy them. And he did. He was like, whoa. And I was like, whoa. And then he would go, oh my gosh, look at that. I was like, yeah, dude. It was good. It was cute. And the whole time too, I was like, Mickey's going to be in this. And so every segment, he was like, where's Mickey? And that's how he was like, where's Mickey now? And I was like, dude, he's coming. He's coming. Finally, Mickey came, and he was stoked. It was cool. It was very cute. And then I let him watch Scooby-Doo because the kid is fucking obsessed with Scooby-Doo right now. And that the shoe, the shoe fits because I was obsessed with Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. Frankly, all the same shows that he's been into were shows that I was into, like Blue's Clues, Bear in the Big Blue House, Scooby-Doo now, which that's age-wise is perfect because I was his age when I was into Scooby-Doo. And damn, did I love Scooby-Doo. I love that show so much. It's just such a fun show. It's like mystery for kids, but it's not too scary. It's like done in a format that you're like, even as a kid, you're like, yeah, like they're going to catch this fucker. And they always do. And you're like, yes, they got him. Yeah. No, it's good. Good content. Hanna-Barbera, man. And now it's all on Tubi. Which I was never on Tubi until like the last like week and a half because of that specifically. So, no complaints. Also, anyone see the new game, the Mouse PI game? PI for Hire or whatever it's called? Is it added to my... Oh, there was another... Oh, hold on. There's another game I want to add. Cuphead. Like indie game. 2026. Bonk! Bonk, how you doing, dude? How is it going? Top 6 new... Oh, hold on. What's going on, Bonk? How you doing tonight? This is it. What is this called? What is this called? Escape into the Unwell. Yeah, this game looks pretty good. I'm gonna add that to my wish list. We grooving, dude. Bunk. We made a drink tonight. It's like a dark brown color. It's pretty good. It's called Paper Planes. One of my favorite drinks I've made on stream so far. It's a very sophisticated kind of flavor. Oh, no worries, dude. No worries. Honestly, just sitting at the bar here tonight. So it's Aperol. Aperol, which is very much like a citrusy drink. It's citrus, rhubarb, and herbs. I also had Michter's. It's one part Michter or whiskey, bourbon, one part Aperol, and then one part of this Amaro. It's supposed to be Amaro Nino, but I got Amaro Averno, which is the pretty close substitute. It's like a kind of like black licorice, but mostly herbs. It's like a sweet. I never even thought black licorice. It's just like a sweet herbal kind of liqueur. And then you do an ounce of lemon to cut the hard alcohol flavor, and it's good, dude. Very good. Would recommend. I'm supposed to next time I make this, I'm gonna make it with It says you can make it with little paper airplanes to put on the rim. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about how it came out. It's good taste, and yeah, no, we're just hanging out, vibing over here. It was a good day. How was your day, Bunk? I know you probably have to bounce soon, but the weather here was so nice. So like today over in my neck of the woods, it was like breezy, sunny, warm. It was a perfect day today. My kids were outside for a long time today. It was beautiful. Beautiful day, man. I hope you had a good day too, Bunk. I hope anyone that's here just lurking, maybe you're too afraid to type. I hope you had a great day. It's been a pretty stupid day, so I'm probably just gonna grab a Long Island and a Sammy. Nice, full send. There you go, dude. There you fucking go. That's what you deserve. You work hard, Bunk. You work long hours, a lot of hours. You deserve that, dude. So I hope you enjoy your Long Island iced tea. Is that? I hope that's what you're referring to. And then just a sandwich. I shouldn't say well, I can't say I shouldn't say sandwich. Sandwich. Yee, good. That sounds like a good end to the day. Actually, before I started streaming, I did take out too, because I made mac and cheese and chicken nuggets for my kids. And dude, they ate so much of it. So I was like, yeah, I'm like the cat. When I'm with my kids, I view myself as like the captain of the ship. I eat last. I'm not. I was literally like, you guys have as much as you want. So they did. And then after I like put the rest away, it was like not enough for me. So, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping this is the last weekend I'm gonna work for a while. Why do you say that? Do you mean like, oh, like you just mean weekend? You don't typically work weekends. That makes sense. I hope it's the last weekend you're gonna work for a while too. Working on the weekends can blow. That can blow sometimes, man. I feel you. Yeah, it's not good. Not good looks. Unless it's like, I don't know. I will say though, when I was single, my week was a Wednesday through Sunday. I think I always had Monday, Tuesday off, or maybe it was Tuesday, Wednesday off. It was always I always had like a weekday off. Oh no, actually, there was a time when that wasn't it. I had like it was like I had Tuesday, Thursday off. It was like something stupid like that. Yeah, I'm supposed to have weekends off, but I had an expensive couple of months, so I was back to back 12 on 2 off. Back to back to 12 on 2 off. Wow. Yeah, the Monday, I will say having the weekdays off was not a bad trade. I mean, I did like my opener shifts. I do miss a job where I show up at like 5 or 6 and then I'm done by 2. I think that is like, personally, when I worked that job, that was like my favorite shift. And I always requested it every reschedule because I'd be like, I love going into open and I love being done by the afternoon. If I can leave at 2 o'clock and have my whole day ahead of me, yeah, I kind of have to be careful because I can't like stay up too late and I can't, fuck up. I can't like get, wasted that night, But that does mean that I can like enjoy an afternoon. I can, and at the time I would like go for walks. Well, actually I was working out a lot. I would, hang out, read a book, play some video games. That was bachelor life, man. So different from now. Today I was thinking about it again. I was like, man, I really don't like, my wife was saying she would come home early today. She went out to see a show and I was like, don't come home. Like, just enjoy your day. Like, you never get to go out. Just stay out. I was like, just don't come. Not like don't come home, but I was like, I don't need you to be here. Please enjoy yourself. And so she did, and I was happy about that. But I was thinking about myself, and I was like, man, I actually haven't been away from my kids, just me, since. Oh, geez. When did... It's been a year and... It's been a year and... 1, 2... It's probably been a year and 5 months. Yeah. That makes me think. It makes me super just being like, wow. Yeah, no, it is wild. I don't get, it's a different life, and I try to, I mean, I don't really have anyone I'd go and there's like one friend I have in the area, and I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks. I haven't talked to him in a couple months, I should say. Good dude. I reached out to him a couple months ago. I was like, hey, we should go to the bar. And I think he was, he told me something happened at work and he was like really busy. So I was like, all right, that's fair. Yeah, I think the holidays came up, they came and went. Now in the spring, it's like all these birthdays, so many birthdays in the spring that I'm like, oh, Jesus, But yeah, dude, it's been a long time since I've been. I mean, I will say though, I mean, I don't count going to like the store. Like there have been like 1 or 2 times I've gone to like the grocery store by myself. I don't count that. Yeah, growing up, frankly, lately, what's been hardest is even just speaking to my friends. Because now, one of my best friends has had a full-time job now. He never held a job up until like 2 years ago. He was always in between jobs. And when he did have a job, it was always some like job that sucked. He was working like these 14-hour days, like for Netflix. Like he was somebody that worked, as a stagehand kind of thing. But now he has a job, like a full time job that he works weekends, and he was like my best friend for many many years growing up. Still is to this day. I still consider him one of my best friends. I haven't spoken to him in over a year. Like honestly, since I've had my daughter, my schedule has gone to shit. I can't speak to people on the phone because when I try to, I maybe have like a 10-minute window. That's the way I look at it when I pick up the phone. And I'm even speaking to my parents or like a family friend or anyone. It's like I got 10 good minutes where I might not get interrupted. And then after that, I can guarantee that my son is going to come running around the corner being like, "Daddy, I got to basically, Dad, I need help," or "Dad, you need to talk, like I need you." And then it's just like I can tell him like maybe once or twice, "Hey buddy, Dad's on the phone, like I'm trying to talk to somebody here." That doesn't last long, you know. No, Bug, I'm sure you're not a bad friend, dude. Don't. It's just life. I think the thing that's difficult about being an adult in our day and age is we just don't have like it's just different. Like things are just so different now. A lot of times we live far away from our friends, or life gets busy, or you want to just have time every day to decompress. And I think that's fair too. I think it's okay for us to take time and just decompress. Happy Friday. Friday. I had to hydrate. Do you want me to hydrate with water? I'm going to hydrate with my drink. Here we go. Some anti-hydration for you guys. Both. All right. I hope you're proud of me that I still have water on tap as well. I'm being responsible. Always got to be responsible. That's my life. Hydration is important. Hydration's super important. I will say lately, this week was a good week for me hydration wise, guys. Yesterday, the day before that, I want to say all the way back to Tuesday, each day I had over, what is it? 4 quarts of water, which I think for my body weight is what I like. That's what I should be having on a daily basis. Today, actually, did I have that much? Today, I didn't have that much water because I was so busy with my kids. Ooh, water is so. And so for me at night, I always have a quart of water before I go to bed because, man, does that change my night? Like that, I used to wake up with major. I always like there were years that would go by where I'd wake up randomly throughout the night with like I would get a Charlie horse, and the worst part was it would be like one of those things where my eyes would open up, I would immediately be fully awake, and I would feel it coming on in my like, thigh or my gluteus maximus, and a lot of times I'd be like, "No, don't let it happen," and then it would happen, dude, and I'd just be like, "Fuck." Yeah, and then I'd wake up the next day limping, Derek's been pissing. I've been pissing, dude. Yeah. It does make such a huge difference. I wake up in the morning without a headache. I feel great. And then the best way to start your day is some room temperature water, quart of that. You're good to go for like the morning. That wakes me up. That wakes me up just as much as coffee, although coffee gives me that extra edge. Where I'm like, yes, I can face the day now. I can face the day now. Best way to start your day is a toaster strudel. Amen to that, sister. Egg and cheese, toasted strudel, maybe some sausage in there. Yeah, I would do mine in the toaster oven. You do it in the toaster oven. You have to do it in the toaster oven. You do it in the microwave, that thing becomes a soggy piece of shit. I overcooked it so the icing... Wait a minute. Am I thinking of toaster strudel with the egg and cheese? Wait a minute. No, I'm thinking of something else. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Give me a second for my brain to catch up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. You know what? I am thinking of like basically the same thing, except it's not sweet. I'm telling you. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, they're called They're called, what is this fucking called? Bacon toaster scrambled pastries. They're through Pillsbury. They're called toaster scrambles. I don't remember calling it that. Any other names? Oh my god! I guess they were toaster scrambles. Yeah, no, dude, I'm dead ass right now. They're toasters. So I am right. They're identical to a toaster strudel, except the insides are egg and cheese, and they were so good. That's what I would eat a ton of. Derek, toaster strudels are sweet. They're toasters. I don't even know if we have scrambles. I am right. No, American moment. We don't. You guys don't have scrambles in Canada. I don't think so. Well, that's what I grew up with. I did have. I will say this. I did have the sugary toaster strudels as well. I guess my mind just lumped them into the same category because the outside is identical. It's that flaky. It's that crispy, flaky kind of pastry. At this rate, we don't have fucking anything except coins and healthcare. Yeah, I mean, you guys have milk in your milk in bags too. We only got milk in cartons here. Milk in bags was a game changer for me last night. That was like, at least you guys aren't stuck with fascism. Heyo, Bunk is right about that. You guys don't have a fascist dictator. Sorry, we got political. I can't help it anymore. I'm thinking it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I'm sorry if I get fired from my job for saying that at any point. Man, what kind of world are we living in? You know, dictator. Hardly know her. Fucking sweet potato Hitler down here. Well, we have a Doug Ford problem, which is pretty close. Oh man, dude, yeah, we got the worst fucking idiots in our administration right now. It's crazy. I will say that maybe one day, can you move to Canada and take over Doug's position? I can pay you. Are you talking to me? $7. No, I don't like, and here's the thing too, like, Bunk, I'm sure you feel like the same way. Like, it's gotten to a point now where anyone that is like still, well, I've learned what it is. It's the confirmation bias, and it's also cognitive dissonance. Like, if anyone that right now is a current supporter of the current administration, if they're still like rocking that ideology, then what I've learned it this week is, not this week, I learned this a couple weeks ago, but they like literally, their brain can't allow them to accept that they made the wrong choice, or that this choice is currently is a bad one right now. Their brain, it's like, it's just like not there. The second that their brain starts to have that thought or that realization, They default into like three categories of justification. $8, Derek, please. $8. $8. Yeah, okay, I'll do it for $8. I'm a pretty easy sell. You got it. I'll come up there. I'll help out Canada. My ancestors are from Canada, so I feel like citizenship for me shouldn't be that hard. I feel like I got a good fight. I also learned that I'm pretty sure to get citizenship up there, I need a current Canadian citizen to vouch for me. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about this, but like Cody had looked into it and she had found this out. And so she told me we should just ask you, Starla, to be our witness, to be like, hey, they're good people, let them into our country. And then bam, we got Canadian citizenship. We're good to go. Okay, there we go. Dual citizenship. I'll ship our kids up there. Jeez, that'd be fun. I do want to go to Canada though. Like that is on the government trusts Sally Starla surely. I mean, they can just look you up on Google and they'll know who you are. I think it's pretty easy to trust you. You're a very identifiable figure. Oh my God, gifting a sub, Allie. Thank you for this gifted sub, dude. Woo! $8. There we go. Dude, you know what? One day, guys. One day. I have a very funny view on politics. Because everything George Carlin talks about is right on the money, I think. I think if you've never listened to George Carlin and you're American, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's my honest thought. I think if you've never listened to George Carlin and you're an adult American, do it. You have no excuse. Go listen to him. Go listen to his talks on politics. Figure it out. Figure your shit out. We'll have to pick a place in Canada to go to because fuck all if we're staying in my city. I mean, I guess you could go bowling here. Saskatchewan. I want to go to all the places, all the Canadian places, take me to all the hot spots in Canada. I'm going to tell them that, yeah, I run a club. I run a speakeasy down in the States. Don't know if you've never heard of it. That's how it's such an exclusive club. It's called the Midnight Speakeasy. But, I'm here to learn. We could unite. Yo! So, Ali Starla, I want to know how far away from you are you from that Niagara? Yeah, dude. Dude, we could make a big commune. A big commune would be perfect. That'd be amazing. Wait! What? Alright, so when we come to visit Niagara Falls, I'm going to let you know, and we will meet you. Because it takes us about 4 hours to get there. So we are actually pretty close to each other, Ali Starla. This keeps getting more and more exciting. And more of a possibility. That we can actually meet. You can meet my family. Well, you can meet my kids. I say my family, but you already know me and my wife. So it's just like, you'll meet our kids. They're a great time. That's good to know. You have extended family at Niagara, so I know a lot of cool places Google Maps wouldn't tell you about. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. It's where my mom grew up. Oh my gosh, that's too real. Yeah, dude, my actually good news, I might be seeing my brother for the first time in for the first time in a year. I don't see my family a lot anymore now that we all live hours and hours away from each other. Alright, Bunk. Take it easy, Bunk. I'll catch you on the flip, dude. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I will see you next week. Potentially Wednesday. For Allie and my co-op stream. Maybe Tuesday if Ducker and Domo want to stream. We'll see. Take it easy will never sound the same. You know, I think about that too. There have been times, so many times where I've like gone to say "take it easy" and I've stopped myself because I'm like, should I be saying "take it easy"? But it's totally fine. Bunk out, bunk. Take it easy, man. Have a great night. And then there were two. We need to reclaim "take it easy" from. We. I was just thinking that. Dude, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm like wheezing and shit. I might need to go take my inhaler. I'm having a tough time breathing here. We do need to reclaim it because it's like, I mean, take it easy's done. Inhaler check. I'll be fine for it. If you can hear my wheezing, please let me know. I'll go take it now. But otherwise, I'm okay. But yeah, take it easy. Yo, Cass coming in at the perfect time. How you doing, Cass? All right, you know what? While Cass is here, I am gonna go take my inhaler. I feel like this. Sorry, not to leave you hanging, Cass, but I'm gonna go breathe a little bit. I'll be right back, guys. No. Cass, I made Harold Finch and Tamagotchi Life. Cass is the halftime show. Yeah. If you're in Discord anywhere, I made John Reese too, and they immediately moved in together. What the hell? That's hilarious. I grabbed a piece of cookie. Grabbed a piece of my most hated cookie place, the Crumble cookies. I'm gonna hydrate a little. Ah. Now I can breathe. Now I feel like I can breathe. Yeah, guys. So, bro, cookies reminds me of how much I miss macaroons. Why, you haven't had those in a while? Are you talking about like the little like colorful one, like the ones that are like colored and are always like flavored a certain way? Yeah, those things are really good. They're really the one thing I don't get about those. I'm sure they're hard to make, but they're kind of they're kind of they're just expensive. I'm gonna be real. The root of the issue for a lot of nations is people selling out for groups outside of the country. Everything always goes bad when you ignore the people that you were supposed to care for. But then they kept hiking the prices. Oh, so you're talking about that. And now there's a new place downtown, but I haven't had the chance to go yet. Birthday mac. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, it's Fish. Fish. How's it? I'm gonna call you Fish now. Is that okay? Now that I know you prefer fish. Um, Dude, you're coming into the conversation hot, and I appreciate it because we were talking about that. I sent it to my wife today. You know, the government, at least in the states, you know, we could talk about this forever. You know, till we're exhausted in the face, till we're blue in the face is what they say, right? But yeah, especially in the U.S. I mean, I don't know what other countries are like to a lot of degrees. I know in Russia, the sad thing that I experienced when I went to Russia were the homeless people were mostly. This is going to sound weird, but the majority of homeless people in Russia were like middle-aged to elderly women, and that is not an exaggeration at all. I don't know why, but the majority of homeless people in Russia are that demographic. Um, I love that face. Thank you, Starla. But yeah, dude, that is it's definitely, at least in the States, our government does not serve its people. That's very clear. But I will say about going back to the macaroons conversation. I love macaroons. I've had them a handful of times. We used to have a bakery near our house too that would make them fresh every week, and they were so expensive, dude. It was like getting a box of like 8 of them was like $30. Maybe not even 8. I think it was like a box of 6. It was like a small amount, and I was pretty shocked. But they were so good, dude. They're like, they melt in your mouth. They're like they taste exactly what the flavor says. It was like hazelnut, pistachio, lemon, strawberry, vanilla, maybe another. They were delicious. You feel so sick. No, Cass. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna post this little kitty with the sunglasses. Fish, welcome back, dude. Thank you for joining the Discord, by the way. It's great to see you there. Also, I love your artwork. Very cool shit to see. Very, 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 very cool. I love an artist. It's cheers. Oh yeah, Cass, Fish. I made my drink tonight, Paper Planes. It's good. I've been into it a couple times. Main takeaway is it's kind of I will say it's an expensive drink to make on your own because you have to buy at least 2 bottles that you might not typically have. An Aperol bottle and a bottle of this like herbal black licorice liqueur. But cheers, undergrounders. Cheers indeed. I got more stuff, but it's a bit more spicy. Dude, I feel you, dude. If, I try not to, I will say this. I try not to talk politics on the stream. And I've been saying stuff tonight just because I'm kind of exhausted, with our current political climate. But I try not to do it just because it's, it does take up a lot of my life when I'm doing my day-to-day work. So I feel like this is a good place to get away from it for myself. But if you want to share your thoughts, I'm not stopping you at all, dude. Please feel free to share whatever's on your mind. We're here to listen. Today was the last day of the Clue play, and I cried so hard I feel queasy. Cass, oh my gosh. Cheers to that, Cass. Congratulations with the successful show run. I hope it was fantastic. Cass, I was about to just tell you, I was about to just ask, I don't want to dox you at all, so I'm not going to ask what theater you did, but my day job is I help theater companies. That is my day job. So if your theater company ever needs help, it's top and bottom. Yeah, it's top. It's always been top and bottom. You look at every economic crash, it's always been top and bottom. Oh yeah, so Cass, yeah, my full-time job is I work and I'm basically a theater consultant, and I tell companies. So I work for a software company that does help theaters, but the way our team was trained is we're considered the sales team, but we're much more of like a consultant team. So like we talk to people. I ask people to tell me exactly what their their operations look like, how they run their box office, how they run their marketing, their fundraising, their volunteers, their concessions, all that stuff. And then most of the time, our software is a better choice than what they have. And that is not me saying like trying to sell my company at all right now. It is point blank. Our company, it has such a strong market fit. It is insane right now. um when people, the song's almost over. When people post about like what a good management company, like theater management, like ticketing management company is on something like Facebook, our company gets recommended 50% of the time. 50. That is an insane metric. The next top competitor is only being referenced about 8% of the time. So our company is like, we're on fire right now for a lot of reasons, but the part of what makes our sales team good is if somebody tells me like, yeah, well, I'm actually not looking to do this and I'm looking to do this, I'll be like, oh, then, actually, we're probably not a good fit for you. Like, you should look at this. Which a lot of a lot of sales teams won't do. They'll just try to keep selling. Um, I don't have that kind of energy. I like being honest with people, so I'll just tell them the truth. I'm like, yeah, this is a good fit, or no, like maybe this isn't a good fit for you, and that's okay. Like, you learned about something new today. Have a great day. So yeah, Cass, if you ever want to DM me on Discord, I would love to help out your communities. It's what I do every day anyway. So anyway, outside of that, that's awesome. I'm glad you had a great show. Sorry, I was just bringing work into the stream here, but it came up. It came up, and it's I won't do it again. Outside of that, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, Cass and Fish. Thank you guys for hopping in to this stream here. Um, we're just hanging out, having a good time. I haven't had my headphones on this whole time, but let me put them back on so I can listen to the music. Good. Oh yeah, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I work with. Oh God, I should stop talking about work. I'm sorry. If you want to talk to me about it, feel free to DM me. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm very annoying with my job because I do love what I do. But I'll stop because I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm trying to just enjoy my time at the bar, enjoy my time in the Midnight Speakeasy. So cheer. I'm gonna down this drink right now. Oh, that is some good shit. I Yeah. So in the black book, my little recipe book, I'm gonna add this, even though I missed like posting it before today. I'm gonna post it because if you guys are out at a bar, you should ask for this drink. It was. I will say honestly, they might not be able to make it because this is a. If they make it with Jaeger, I wouldn't ask for it with Jägermeister. I think Jaeger is too. It's too heavy on the licorice. Like that would, to me, that would really ruin like what I just had. If it had more licorice than what I just. This is very subtle with the licorice. Like it's not. I hate black licorice. Black licorice is not like something I enjoy. Typically, I'm not a big fan of Jägermeister. I've had it a handful of times, but I will never order it. This isn't that. This is much more mild on that side, but has a lot stronger, like herbs. Um, so paper planes, man. My son knows how to make paper airplanes, and it warms my heart. Bless his little heart. Um, he throws them all over the place. We're like, buddy, please stop throwing that in the house. And he like gets up on the stairs and hooks in a paper airplane. And what are you gonna do? He's 3 years old. There's not much you can do about that. You can just close your eyes and hope it doesn't hit you. Um, outside of that, oh guys, what's funny too? So I got a copyright I got multiple copyright claims when I posted a video to YouTube recently, and I didn't think about it. It was my Guitar Hero videos. So I posted my first Guitar Hero video to YouTube this week, and I was told it can't be played in 2 countries, and it's not able to be monetized, and it has copyright claims on it in our country and then in multiple other countries. And I didn't think of it, and I was like, that makes so much sense, because Guitar Hero 3 has all these very well-known, super, super monetized song, like franchised songs, copyrighted, you know? So I was like, well, that's kind of silly, though, because it isn't Guitar Hero. You can hear clicking the whole time with me strumming the guitar. Like, it's not like I'm making... Nobody is ever going to watch my video for the purpose of listening to Paint It Black when they can hear me clicking away on a plastic guitar in the background. That is never going to happen. So the fact that they're like, yeah, you can't monetize that, fine. But also, fuck you. All right? It's not like I'm stealing their music to just say it's my music. It's very clear that I'm just playing a little rinky-dink game that is a very well-known game, and I should be able to just fucking put it on YouTube and maybe even monetize it. I don't give a fuck. You know how hard it was to beat those songs? I put my heart and soul into those songs. I did that, not anyone else. I clicked that guitar with the plastic, not anyone else. Yeah, AI moderation isn't it great? It is so great. Actually, every single video, because this music I hear, like that I play on my stream, it's one of those copyright free music things from an artist who is definitely not copyright free, because every time I record, it always says there's copyrighted material in it, and it is talking about this music. Sometimes, if I watch a playback of one of my videos that I post to YouTube, sometimes this music is just silent. Like in the beginning of a stream, it'll just be silence for like a song, but it's not every time. So I don't understand why sometimes it catches it and sometimes it doesn't. It's not like I adjust my stream literally at all, but that's what happens, I guess. So... and I do have on a lot of my YouTube videos, not in a while, but when I first started posting my YouTube videos, I was giving that guy credit. I gotta learn, I probably need to credit him on my Twitch channel if I'm playing him every time. I don't know, dude. I'm such a small time streamer still, so I'm sure it's fine. And I think about this stuff way too much, because I saw somebody watching, like, what movie was it? I was flipping through Twitch the other day, and somebody was watching... Oh my god, somebody was watching Codename Kids Next Door. And I was like, that's surprising. I mean, I guess you can play that. Like, you can play anything on stream. But then I was like, man, I really should have posted that Teddy Ruxpin video. I did download it, so I have the download of my Teddy Ruxpin stream. But I'm afraid to post it because on YouTube, because I've heard YouTube is really rough about their copywriting stuff. But God, Teddy Ruxpin, the OG Teddy Ruxpin, dude, I think everyone should be allowed to see that without paying anything. I should sell, it's one of those things where I think to myself, I'm like, you can't even buy the Teddy Ruxpin film that I have. You can't buy it. Like, if I look it up right now, let me just check this before I keep talking about it. Ruxpin live action VHS purchase. Let's see. Oh, you can buy it. All right, people are selling it for $12. I'm not that special. I'm not special at all. See, this full circle, guys. This goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. I'm not important, and I'm happy about that. I don't matter, and that's okay. But my Teddy Ruxpin VHS that I thought was so special, you could actually buy it for $12, dude. This thing is gonna fly. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to have the Teddy Ruxpin monopoly. I want to buy these. I want to have like a stockpile of Teddy Ruxpin VHSs and just hoard them. So nobody can, you know, and then what's gonna happen? So anyone that's here listening right now, I found out. So if you don't know what Teddy Ruxpin is, go look it up. It's some bear that they made, and it was a failed attempt at like creating a story around this bear. Mostly because the world building sucks. They did a terrible job doing world building for this fucking story. Anyway, wow, I've given so much love to Teddy Ruxpin in the past. I think my true side just showed a little bit. I'm like, part of me thinks it's like just fucking. It's just some asshole that's just trying to make money. I mean, really, that's what Teddy Ruxpin is at the end of the day. All right. Anyway, it was a fail. They failed. All the people involved failed monetizing it. It died off. And there's like a very small network of dedicated fans for Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah. And what I found out is somebody recently, and I'm not even kidding, like 2024 we're talking, I'm pretty sure, bought the rights to Teddy Ruxpin. Like all the rights. And they're making a brand new, they're going to try bringing back Teddy Ruxpin. It's either this year or next year. I'm because it was like Mountain Dew or FedEx shared it in the stream. If I look up new Teddy Ruxpin film, let me see. Amazon MGM Studios is developing a live action Teddy Ruxpin movie. This is not a joke, this is all true. Produced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. All right. Yeah. And Amazon acquired the rights. Oh, sorry. Amazon bought Teddy Ruxpin. That's who owns Teddy Ruxpin now. So that's why I think I did not post it to YouTube, because they said Amazon fucking sucks. Fuck Jeff Bezos. It is planned for a live action feature film. The film is based on the 1980s toy that used cassette tapes to tell stories and sing songs. Whoop-de-fucking-do. So did Elmo. The project was confirmed to be in development as of late 2025. Yeah, right around the time. This is like this right here. This exact instance right here is why I am so skeptical of my reality sometimes. Because what are the... all right, Cass, Starla, Fish, what are the... anyone else that's listening to this, what are the genuine chances that out of anything I could stream in the entire history of media, from music to video games to film to TV, everything, I come across a dusty copy of Teddy Ruxpin from a throwaway box from my grandmother-in-law, that I play it on stream, and right around the same time I'm playing it on stream, we find out Amazon just purchased the rights to it, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson is producing it. Late 2025. Exactly. Like, I had just started talking about Teddy Ruxpin in... it was either August or September of that year. And so a month to 2 months later, this shit about Teddy Ruxpin comes out. And I'd be willing to bet all the money in my checking account, my savings account, and my credit line that not a single streamer in all of Twitch, in all of any streaming service, was streaming videos about Teddy Ruxpin. I would be willing to bet all of my money on that. Because you bet your bottom dollar not a fucking soul was talking about Teddy Ruxpin in July, September, August of last year, until probably maybe a few people picked it up once Amazon released that news story. But damn it. Like, what's fucking Dwayne Johnson doing? What the fuck is he doing producing Teddy Ruxpin? Was it special to him growing up? It must have been. But like, what is like? How can it be that serendipitous? How can like what? Like what? Yeah. Well, frankly, Cass, you can't ruin it any more than it's pretty bad. It's there's a reason why Teddy Ruxpin fell into obscurity. It's not because it was good by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I will say the guy that I spoke with that runs, and this is so funny, the guy that runs the Teddy Ruxpin fan channel on YouTube reached out to me after I posted just like a quick like a clip of me talking about Teddy Ruxpin. Because I put it in a subject line. So he must have some kind of thing set up where if anyone posts Teddy Ruxpin and a YouTube video subject line, he gets notified. Because motherfucker reached out to me to say that I was wrong for thinking it was bad, and I don't watch the live action. He said you need to watch the cartoons because the cartoons were what was actually good about Teddy Ruxpin. And I'm like, here's my issue with that though. And I said this way back then, but I'll say it again. If the first piece of content you put out is arguably like the worst thing you did for that like franchise, then you kind of lost me at hello. You know, like you can't say like don't watch our like original our original film. Watch the thing that we like that was like way better than, you know, watch the cartoon we made about the film. That like extends all the stories, because that's actually like it was cheaper to make and that was like way better. And they're right, it was way better, but also it's like I don't know, there's something about that just pisses me off. And I can't put my finger on what it is, but it's like you can't tell me not to watch like the first thing you made because it's not good. Like just admit it and be like, yeah, honestly it really sucked and that is bad and it really ruined the franchise. But you know, Hollywood can't do anything right these days. 90% of the budget is wasted on hiring. So yeah, dude, so true. Dude, when I worked on sets in Hollywood, the food, and I only worked as an extra, but like the food you got, the tables they would set up of just like food that was insane. And all I know is in the back of my head, I'm like probably 60 to 70% of this food, where does it go? Probably just goes right into the trash after they're done filming. Yeah. Dude, I got Teddy Ruxpin fans coming for me. I'm going to be the Teddy Ruxpin, like, truther. I'm going to speak truth to Teddy Ruxpin. I'm going to be like, you know what, guys? We need to really have a serious conversation about this because Dwayne is about to do a big money grab. Dwayne is going after my children. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is coming after my children with a toy bear that used to play cassette tapes that told stories. Now he's coming out with a live action film. Guaranteed that film is going to be fully like AI CGI run. And it's probably going to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Teddy Ruxpin himself. With Grubbo, the, I don't know, fucking caterpillar walking thing. I blame. Hold on. I blame Disney Shrek and indirectly Robin Williams. No, Teddy Ruxpin Woker. Yeah, I'll be a Teddy Ruxpin Woker. No shade at Robin though. He had that genie part in Aladdin. They specifically told Disney not to market the movie based on. Oh my god. Not to market the movie based on. Oh my god, look, celebrity. Oh yeah, okay. They didn't listen. The movie was a huge success, and years later, Shrek made their movie just crammed with celebrities, and it was also a huge. Oh, I see what you're saying there. Okay. Damn. I mean, dude, I mean, this has been going on though for so long. Like even since the talkies and the silent films, it was always just about big names. You know, Hollywood learned the wrong lesson, to be honest. Yeah, dude. You know, that's true too. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, you are right. You are right. Because then you're right. What ended up happening was they realized it was such a strong pull just for their A-listers that is how they cast. That's how they made movies. They stopped writing movies, I think, for the sake of writing stories, and they wrote stories for the sake of what the actor was going to be headlining the film. You know, which it can be very useful. You do that in theater too when you know your actors, but when it gets to a point that you're really just doing it to increase your just your box office revenue, I mean, they start to fall flat. I think that's the craziest thing about Hollywood is there are millions of movies now out there that are just like there are too many movies out there that are just not worth the watch. Um, if we look at like a lot of movies from, I mean, the 2000s, that was like the golden era of Hollywood like filmmaking for the modern age, and even all of those, it's like, man, there are a lot of good movies. Yeah, there are tons of good movies, but also like, God, they just put so much out. They were putting out like a new movie. It was like every weekend they were putting out at least 2 to 3 new movies. The 8 major studios were putting out that many movies a week. Genie was this. That makes so much sense. Yeah, Genie definitely was designed for Robin. Robin Williams was just fantastic with that. The biggest issue is that you start to get situations like Disney, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones, where they refuse to let go of the actors, refuse to move on from the usual story gimmick, and celebs die. No, seriously though, it did make me really sad with the new Star Wars. How our guy there, our guy from LucasArts, oh my God, you know his name, Luke Skywalker, how he fucking hated like, and it's so true when I've heard him explain why he hates, the new Star Wars series. I mean, they literally ruined the entire, like, they just go back, they like do a reversal of the whole, none of it makes sense. Like when you just watch it and you really think about the story and you talk it out, it doesn't make any sense why he would try to kill Kylo Ren. Like, what? He would never have tried. That's like completely out of his character. They get old. They can't or shouldn't work anymore. Yeah, and for real, Star Wars has such amazing potential for so many different reasons. I have not seen the Open Star Racers. No, no, I have not. Um, Honestly, I stopped. So when I finished the newest trilogy of Star Wars, I did watch uh, Rebel One, and that was it. I think I watched Rebel One, and I said, I'm done with Star Wars, and I meant it. I haven't watched anything else they've put out for Star Wars since. Oh yeah, definitely link the trailer. I'd watch a trailer. I will say, I did love pod racing, and I love the Star Wars video games. I mean, and I've never played any of the newer Star Wars video games, like even Force Unleashed. I never played or any of the newer ones from that, but I had the Pod Racers game for the N64. I had the Rogue One Squadron game for the N64. I loved that. I loved Battlefront, of course, Battlefront 1 and 2. I've heard many good things about Knights of the Old Republic, but I never played it. Oh, word. Well, thank you. Thanks, Fish. Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy, and that's the thing about, especially now. Like, I think what's really wild is the box office numbers keep dropping. Like, I remember recently they had the biggest movie of the year this year, and it was pretty recent. And what movie was it? I bet if I look it up, I could find out which one it was. Biggest uh, grossing box office film this year. Highest. Super Mario Galaxy. Okay, 500 million globally. Narrowly leading over Project Hail Mary. Okay, let me see something here. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Hold on, let me keep looking here. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. So I'm right. I was gonna say the highest grossing movie this year, Super Mario Galaxy, pulled 500 million. Um, Star Wars. Oh, cool. All right. I'll definitely check it out. But that was one thing that I noticed was I was like, you know what? I know that the Star Wars movie didn't. Not Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars. I'm thinking Star Wars. I knew that the Super Mario Galaxy movie didn't do that well. I knew that because I don't know anyone who went to. I mean, I know of some people who. There are some people I know that went to see it, but I know that the critics really didn't like it. Um, 3 to 4 ticket sales. Project Hail Mary. Everyone's talked way more about Project Hail Mary. Um, and Project Hail Mary didn't gross more than Super Mario. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. It made 500 million in the last decade. The lowest grossing movie. The lowest grossing movie over the last decade was Frozen 2. That pulled in $1.45 billion. So it tripled Super Mario Galaxy's revenue. Last year, we had. Oh, wait, what was. Hold on. Oh, yeah, last year. What the fuck? Why isn't it showing me. 2025. Last year, what was it? Why? Just tell me what it is. Oh, it was a Minecraft. Minecraft didn't even break a billion. Oh, it said it was Avatar, Fire and Ash. 1 point. Oh, that's what I was looking at. Oh, Zootopia 2 did better. Zootopia 2 did 1.8 billion worldwide. And then a Chinese, what is this? Yeah, a Chinese fantasy adventure film pulled the most at 2.2 billion. All right. But this is what I'm getting at here is like the top movie this year. And yeah, granted we're still only in the beginning of the year. Um but Demon Slayer pulled more revenue than Super Mario and Project Hail Mary. People are done with movies right now. People are fucking done with movies right now. Because I think I'm personally done. Very even this year, like I would go see Project Hail Mary. I told my wife we should go see that, but I don't know if we'll be able to. It's so much easier. It's harder for us with the kids. I will say that it's not with a 1-year-old. You can't go to the movies. When she's 2, like we took our son to the movies when he was 2. He was great. Or I think maybe he was 1.5. He did great. Minecraft was a meme movie. You were absolutely right about that. Um, yeah. Art in general suffers in bad economies, and movies are art. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I think part of like what's interesting to me is like there's nothing out like that when I see them put out an edgy film. It's it's edgy in the form of grotesque. Like, and I'm thinking of that movie that Emma Stone did recently. Emma Stone's been doing some crazy fucking movies. What was that one she did recently? Poor Things. When I watched Emma Stone in Poor Things, I'm sorry, that movie for me, I was just like, Jesus Christ. I wasn't a big fan of that movie. You know, and that's fine. But that's what I mean. Like that was considered an amazing movie for. I just saw it was 2023. And people were raving about it because of its set, its costumes, its lighting, its acting, all this stuff, its story. Um, and it's a very fucked up story. It's a disturbing story, I think, in a lot of ways. Putting a baby's mind in an adult body and seeing how that plays out. I think that they did it in a very comical way, in a very you know funny way, I guess you could say. But I think as far as edgy content or movies that make you think, there I think Hollywood is terrified to put out something right now that will fail. I mean, they're pulling movies left and right that they think are going to fail. Like there was a couple movies I heard about last year that got pulled after they started marketing the movies because the marketing was showing such poor numbers. And I'm sure they probably had good reason. Maybe the movies are actually shit. But the other issue is that a lot of people, especially parents, know of good movies and will just drag out old cassettes and DVDs. Yeah, for real. Why see something new when you can pull out Robin Hood or Fox and the Hound? Yeah, no, like today I showed my kid Fantasia. I was showing him Fantasia because he's never seen it. He's almost about to turn 4, and here's the thing, loved it. He was going wow, and he was like, oh my god, like stuff like that. And we only got 40 minutes in, and it was his bedtime, so I had to call it there. But it was past his bed. I let him stay up late tonight. But dude, it's shit like that. Why am I gonna go spend? We're talking about going out for a movie night nowadays. You're spending anywhere from at least if it's 2 people, you're spending $40. Maybe maybe less. I don't know, maybe $30. But when I was a kid, we had these Tuesday night movie nights where it was you went to the theater and you were dropping $6 to get a ticket, and then you could get popcorn soda. Popcorn soda was maybe another $6 or $8 tops. The theater I grew up at. Nowadays, it's $20 to get a popcorn and a soda. My popcorn at my local AMC theater is, I think, a small is I'm pretty sure the small is $10 or $12. I know the medium is $14, and then the large is something it's 16. Yeah, Hollywood built itself on art and then sold its soul to the money guys. The people who function off formulas, and optimization. These constraints kill a movie's creative momentum before it even starts. Amen to that, dude. That's the problem, is they are terrified. I think there was one movie. Oh, I remember what it was. They were gonna I'm pretty sure they were gonna redo. I want to say it was Catwoman. It was maybe Catwoman. They refilmed it and they were gonna release it. It was this maybe happened 2 years ago. I wanted to say it was Catwoman, or it was some superhero movie where the lead was a female, and they fully filmed it. They did all the post. It was ready to go to market. They had already started releasing it to the theaters, I'm pretty sure. They had started marketing it. And the feedback was so bad that I think it was Warner Brothers or one of them. They pulled it. They pulled it so nobody could see it. It might have even been last year. I feel like that was pretty recent because I remember hearing that and I was just wow, they're terrified. Hollywood's terrified right now. They're so scared to die. And that's kind of the other thing too, is these companies, these organizations, they believe that you can just keep growing. That's how all of the economy is built on. Just stocks just keep going up, finance just keeps going up, everything just keeps going up. That's the problem, is things die. And I think the biggest strain on society is when they force this belief on everybody that no, things things could just keep getting, bigger, better forever. That's not how. That's not. The problem is you can't beat nature, as much as we'd like to think we can. All of our art that comes out is pulling from nature to some degree, because we are of the thing that created us. We are of the universe. We're of nature itself. Like, we can't escape that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Infinite growth is the mindset of a tumor. It literally. Oh my god, dude. That. Can I. Fish, can I. I'm gonna ask, can I, like. Can I quote that? Can I put that. Dude, that is. Jesus Christ. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful thing you just said there. Two of Disney's biggest movies that are extremely iconic, Lilo and Stitch and Emperor's New Groove. Both these were made outside of Disney's rules, and they had laid out for movie making. Lilo and Stitch was basically made in secret, and Emperor's New Groove was practically created on the fly. Yeah. Dude, they're great movies. Lilo and Stitch is especially good. Value is not the same as profit. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, what the problem I think these people that run these companies, or that people that are millionaires, billionaires, whatever, the real problem they have is they don't seem to understand, like, it's like, it's got to be such an illness to not just be content, to not have this point in your own mind where you just go, yeah, this is enough, this is good. Because I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with putting out something that isn't gonna be like the greatest thing ever, but it's like something you enjoyed doing. I think that's part of the problem too, is like, back, there was definitely, when you look at some of the films that came out over the years of our lifetime, and like even before we were alive, like, there are films that have been done that were just for the sake of like people having fun. And like, a big conversation point is Wicked, the movie Wicked. People, they're yeah. No, you're not wrong about that. Dude, if I were to say anything, they have to be so, like, if I were to put my plate, like, try to envision myself in the place of somebody that was like, well, one, I don't think I could, in my current mental state, I don't think I could be a billionaire. Like, because the only way you get that much money is through like, extreme exploitation. I don't care who they are, the amount of exploitation it takes to become a billionaire or even a millionaire. You are exploiting people up the ass. You can't convince me otherwise. Because Tupac said it, like, anyone who has a fucking brain has said it. There's no reason people should be owning 3 cars, 2 yachts, their own private jet. Yet we have, at least in this country right now, 50 million people, or however many millions of people that don't have a fucking home. It's sickening. So I don't think I could. I think I would go insane if I were to wake up tomorrow and realize I was a billionaire. I think I would go insane. I think I would immediately start panicking, and I would start trying as quickly as possible to offload that money, because that only tells me one thing. That would tell me, like, I did something that just, like, robbed billions of people. That's all I could say to that. When you've wasted your Shrek. I love how Candles just comes in here. It just goes Shrek. Shrek. Donkey. When you've wasted your whole life making your special interest just making money. When you're old and shriveled up, the only thing left is staving off death and controlling others. Yeah. Nobody panic. I might not have audio, but Bunk is always watching. Hi, Bunk. Bunk. We love you. I love you. That's why a lot of these hyper rich people end up doing some of the most horrifying things possible. Yep. They wasted all their. Bong! Let's go, Bong! Let's go! They wasted all their youth on something that they can't bring them joy in their old age. Damn, Fish. Fish, we went deep to. So Fish, I gotta thank you so much, dude. I gotta thank you. I gotta thank Cass. I gotta thank Ali Starla. I gotta thank Bunk. Um, I gotta thank Candles for just popping in here and throwing out Shrek, and you said a few other things, Candles. But believe it or not, this is exactly what I wanted to get out of tonight. I didn't know what was gonna happen tonight. I didn't know what we were gonna do here tonight. You know, I had a drink. Oh, that's so good. You know, I didn't know what was gonna happen, but this Fish, I know now from tonight that I would love to go to a bar with you. I'd love to go to a bar with you, with Cass, with Starla, even Candles coming in here and throwing Shrek. Shrek out there. Wasn't Shrek like a punishment for animators who weren't doing good? Oh my god. If that is the case, that is hilarious. We win these. We do, Bunk. We do. Yeah, I gotta say, guys, thank you so much for tonight. This was Bunk is the current hype train conductor. Dude, top supporter during the most recent hype train. There we go, Bunk. How do I exit out of this? Okay. It was part of why it ended up being so silly and unique. I didn't know that. I had no idea. That's wild, dude. Poor, I mean, how about that? That was part of a punishment. They made one of the most iconic films of the 20s, of the 2000s in animation. I think everybody knows Shrek. I think everyone in the world knows most likely knows what Shrek is. Not everybody in the world, but a lot of people know what Shrek is. But dude, we went. I'm happy with how deep we went. I wasn't expecting to go down this rabbit hole here of art, but that's part of why I wanted to do this too. Is like down the road, the more I continue to advance my setup here, the more I want to make this stream into something of like a almost like a not like a television program, but kind of, kind of. That's I hope to do something like that. I also indirectly blame Austin Powers for ruining James Bond's series. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. My only hope, and I have a lot of hope in film, in creativity coming back into film and in TV because of, and specifically not for mainstream. I want to say that, I want to put that out there. I'm not talking about mainstream film. I hope mainstream film in a certain way does die. Like, I hope we see, it is great. Like, I do love hearing that Project Hail Mary was like, so far from everything I've heard, the best movie from this year so far. But that's the thing. Creativity and art, like, it kind of, the industry needs to die so it can find itself again. That's what that is my biggest hope for the entertainment industry right now. Because, man, like, I don't know, dude. I'll say this. My wife put on, and it's interesting because my wife doesn't like, she doesn't like kids movies. She doesn't like a lot of the Disney movies. She doesn't like animated movies, pretty much. She likes Miyazaki films. We've learned that. She also has watched a decent amount of anime with me. She likes anime because, I've shown her some good animes, but for the most part she hates kids movies, and that's fine. I realized recently that I hate the Real Housewives. She put on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, the other day, and I have not hated a show so much so quickly in a long time. Let me read these. Old James Bond movies had a touch of whimsy to them. The exploding pen, the gadget-filled cars. Then Austin Powers took the silly to the max, and James Bond ditched it. They did do that. They did. Shout out to Studio Ghibli. Dude, yeah. The thing that kills me about Studio Ghibli is how my 3-year-old son can watch the same thing for the first time that my, I'm not gonna give her. I mean, I don't know if she would care if I gave her age, but my wife, who is close to my age, let's say, so her seeing the same movie for the first time as well, and they both of them were, for every movie we watched, Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, most recently Kiki's Delivery Service. We have more on the watch list. They're both glued to the screen the entire film. And they're both, like, my wife just keeps saying, she was like, this is so good. And I'm like, it is. It is this good. I genuinely miss the James Bond stuff, whimsical stuff. Now it's take your gun and new brand name car that we were paid to advertise and get out. Millennial wife. No, I'm not a millennial. I'm actually so I was born in 95. My wife is a few years younger than me. So 95 is a weird year. The reason why it's a weird year for me is because there were computers in my elementary school when I got to 5th grade. But it was I grew up with, we still had, we had the big box, computer for all the way up until I got to middle school. Then when we got to middle school, we upgraded to a thinner, computer. But really, what they consider the 95, I think they consider 94 to 97 or 96 maybe, is they consider that our age category is Zillennials, where we're not quite millennials, but we're also not quite Gen Z. And I can really relate to that, especially because I was the youngest of 4 boys, so my brothers are all millennials, but I'm not, technically. But I grew up with them. I grew up with them and their friends and their TV and their movies. They would sneak me into their room and they would watch an R-rated movie, and I was just like a little kid. So, it was like stuff like that. Like, I got a very brief, like, fleeting childhood experience. Like, we went to Hollywood Video and rented movies every weekend, and that's how we watched our movies. It was a great, growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, man, that was awesome. Fish, what are you? Are you a millennial? But yeah, no, long story short, my wife she's just seeing all the Ghibli movies now, loves them. Ghibli movies tend to differ from American films. Most American films have very defined good and evil characters, while Japanese ones tend to offer different perspectives. They're not evil, they're just opposing the protagonist. I'm a fish. I'm a fish. Fair point. Fair point. You are a fish. A fish. And actually, yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to close out my tab here. I'm gonna have to waiter. I'll take I'll close out my tab. I'm gonna start to wind down here, guys. It's midnight somewhere. And in fact, let me just. As we wrap up tonight, guys, Fish, Candles, Cass again, Starla, I want to thank you guys. Bunk as well. Tucker, if you happen to be there. Red, I hope everyone put out positive thoughts there for Red. Red is not doing well. So we're hoping the doctors can figure out what's going on with him and help him out. But anyone else that popped in here that I might have missed tonight. Menzie, I know, was here earlier. I hope everyone is has a great rest of their night. Um, Not always though, but it depends on the story. But you don't always see the Japanese perspective. Yeah, no, that's true. I think American culture, this does a very poor job at a really poor job, and that is a understatement of depicting Eastern philosophies and I say Eastern to just do a broad stroke of everything from Japan all the way to, you know, uh, Europe, let's say, the entire rest of the world. I think the States do a terrible job at depicting like different philosophies, different understandings of the way the world can be. Well, you do get our American ones are revisionist stories, Sleeping Beauty, and yeah, yeah. No, that's a good point. Sometimes you need a villain to be a villain. It just destroys the original. Yeah, I don't understand that fucking idea. Like when they're like, no, like you know what? It's basically what it reads to me as is like they heard like a famous actor, like they heard somebody like who is it? I mean, there have been plenty of actors talk about playing a like an evil character, let's say, or playing a villain, and how when you play a villain, you don't believe yourself to be the villain. A lot of times, you have to believe that you have some other motive, like you're trying to do good, but the good that you're doing is actually causing harm. And I feel like they've taken that idea and they've just decided to make films out of that, and they're like, no, let's like give them like an idealistic like viewpoint of how they perceive the world to be, and it just happens to be like that other maybe they do bad things along the way, and it's like, what are you talking about? Miyazaki was Miyazaki was anti-war. Yep. The next movie I'm gonna have them watch is either gonna be Howl's, because Howl's Moving Castle is a lot about um, talking about anti-war stuff, which is really really crazy. I can't wait to rewatch it because I watched this short video documentary on Howl's Moving Castle, and I'm really excited to go back to that movie. Grave of the Fireflies, two children starving during the war. Damn, dude. Imagine an Aladdin prequel talking about how Jafar was a poor bullied child. Dude, I shit you not. I'm gonna put money on it now. Now that you've uttered that idea and that thought, we are going to see it. We're gonna like. I have a very strong feeling that that is currently in the works. Like it'll just be something like Jafar. Like that'll be the title of the movie, Disney's Jafar. It'll be like him being like finding out his like evil of like fucking like he discovers magic and he like does something good, but then this the Sultan is a dick and he's just like I'm gonna decide to be his advisor, and then I'm gonna take over because the old Sultan was a bad guy, and I'm gonna be the next Sultan. I don't mind a villain that's not evil. Yeah. No, with prequel stuff, they do whatever the fuck they want. They're like, you know what? Actually, the way we're gonna describe this person's like whole upbringing is gonna make it so their villainhood, you're actually gonna really understand now. You're gonna see both sides of it. Oh God. All right, God, we can talk about this. This is literally like this is like feels like a bar conversation. Fish. I feel like fish and candles. It'd be great to go to a bar with you guys. Thank you guys for tonight. This tonight meant a lot to me because it's been a while since I've been able to go to a bar. I'm gonna. You know what? What's next month? Next month's May. I'm gonna put it out there now. I'm gonna figure out a way that next month I can stream from the bar for the Midnight Speakeasy, and we're gonna go for it, and I'm gonna see how it does, but I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it because this just reminded me so much of that. So, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. I'm gonna call it. But thank you, Fish, for hanging out and chatting so much. I really appreciate it, man. And Candles and anyone else that's been here and hanging out. As I wrap up, guys, I hope you guys have a great week. I also wouldn't mind a Superman movie with an old Lex Luthor that has grown and matured, and even while he is at odds with Superman, he's finally admits that Superman should stay around. That would be interesting. Um, yeah, no, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, you kind of have to. I think the problem is like, and oh man, you're getting see. All right, this is why I gotta stop because we can just keep talking about this, and I gotta go to bed. Um, so I'm gonna put a pin in this. This is a really interesting conversation, Fish. So Fish, man, you're amazing, dude. I hope you have a great night. Get some rest. Anyone else that's been here hanging out, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It's meant a lot. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you have a great week ahead. This has been the Midnight Speakeasy here at Midnight Underground, the city that's always sleeping. Um, and I hope you guys have a just a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. And I hope to see you guys next week. We might start next week. Might be a really busy week. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. I know I'll probably be streaming Wednesday with Ali Starla, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Might be tentative on the Saturday because my daughter's birthday party is going to be next weekend, next Saturday, and that is the priority. I might not. I'm honestly. I don't even know. We'll see how it goes. But guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Oh, Fish, dude. Same. No, same. I spent my entire day today with my kids, so I completely hear you on that. This has been a really refreshing. This has been a really fun conversation. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been awesome. I hope you know you. When's your? I hope you have like a day off tomorrow or coming up soon, man. But otherwise, guys, take it easy. This has been Derek here at Midnight Underground, and I will catch you guys next week. Oh, working a restaurant on prom. It's 8:40. Get the fuck out. Damn it. All right. Well, Fish, have a great night, man. You don't need to eat at 8 p.m. No, for real. Good night, Fish. Good night, everybody else. I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, guys. But I hate to cut the stream here short, Fish. But I'm gonna if I didn't eat by 8 p.m. run. Damn, yeah, dude. All right. Well, good night. Good night, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.